So this, of course, is this exclusive video that we're getting for you. Startling video, of course, where you can see clearly terrorists are seen freely roaming around in cars with guns in their hands and chanting slogans. This video is reportedly from Kashmir. Well, remember, of course, this once again should set the security apparatus on high alert. Of course, there have been videos which, remember, emerged of Lashkar and Hizb-ul terrorists as well meeting. Just a day ago, we broke those videos for you, and now, of course, you have this shocking video emerging from Kashmir where terrorists are seen freely roaming around in cars with guns in their hands and chanting slogans. This video reportedly from Kashmir. As you can see there, there's a series of cars where these terrorists are, of course, freely chanting slogans and have guns clearly in their hands. Those guns, of course, raised there in open defiance. Well, Arish Bilal is joining us with further details. Arish, this shocking video, of course, should send the security apparatus in a state of high alert.
Well, that's right. In fact, this video has been shot somewhere between September and October when there was absolutely no law and order on the ground. And Kashmir Valley was reeling under complete turbulence and unrest. And this got engaged the situation in Kashmir Valley. And this is the time when the militants got a free open field and they came out on the streets. They made public appearances, brandishing their weapons, shouting pro-Pakistan slogans, and also hoisting the flags of Pakistan. So this is the time when this video has been shot somewhere in South Kashmir. You can see in the video that the militants are brandishing their weapons, shouting slogans, pro-freedom slogans, and security forces are nowhere to be seen on the ground. So because at that point of time, there was absolutely no discipline on the roads, and the security forces, as I mentioned, had got other engagements, and the militants had a free open field.
Absolutely. Well, stay with us, Arish. In fact, Ashok Pandit, the activist, is joining us also on the phone line now. Ashok Pandit, how do you react, sir, to this video, this shocker that has emerged?
You see, as the earlier speaker has spoken, first of all, it's very important that when has this happened? What is the period and what is the time? And how old is this video? Because there was a time which we have seen with our naked eyes that they had a free hand moving in Kashmir while the earlier government also was ruling, because there was no restriction to them. And they literally ruled the valley. And if it is the latest video, if it is a video which has emerged now, then it is more reasonable.
Yeah, in fact, we are being told, Mr. Pandit, that this is a video reportedly shot around September to October. That's what we are getting told. But of course, this does prove, sir, that, you know, the security apparatus in the army there cannot afford to let their guard down, looking at these state of affairs and looking at this video.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. You see, at the time when our army camps have been attacked, our people have been attacked, especially at a time when you have people in the government where you talk about the well-being of a terrorist, where you give money to the families of the terrorists. So it's very important for us to realize and take a call. A terrorist has to be dealt like a terrorist. Why you, on one hand, you give confidence to a terrorist family or terrorist that we are going to take care of you. There will be a lot of people coming, thousands of people coming on the streets to cry and beat their chests and behave like Hudalis when a terrorist is killed. So the country as a whole, especially the state as a whole, has to realize and has to take a call. A terrorist has to be treated like a terrorist. Until unless you don't create that fear in the mind of these anti-national forces, these things will keep on happening.
Absolutely, and this, of course, would also then, sir, lead to nullify those voices who say AFSPA should be removed. You know, there is nothing wrong in the valley. There is the security, the safety has improved, and AFSPA must be repealed. But this clearly shows, sir, we do need the army on ground. We do need security apparatus, because look at the way these terrorists are roaming free and with open defiance.
Absolutely. And if this is the condition under AFSPA, then imagine if AFSPA is not there, the security forces are not there, what is going to happen? It's a matter of shame. Then how can you allow? There was a time when they used to move around with their weapons under their parents. The parents, the costume which you normally wear in Kashmir because of the cold. Now, if they are moving around in the open, you should realize the kind of confidence they have gained because of those social activists, those NGOs, those human rights, fraud activists who keep on moving on the road, and they call about, they ask or demand demand for the human rights of the terrorists, not of the security forces. So this entire lot of people who are basically pro-terrorists, whether in politics, whether in NGOs, whether it's a common man, they have to take a call and decide that the terrorist is a terrorist and he has to be eliminated from the soil.
Fair enough. Well, Ashok Pandey, thank you very much for joining us with all those details and, of course, that perspective, sir. Meanwhile, let's go back to Arish Bilal, who's still live with us. Arish, you were hearing, of course, Ashok Pandey there, who is saying that this is alarming. The security apparatus cannot afford to A, let down their guard, and B, how can, voices and political parties, ask for the repealing of ASPA this time, looking at videos like this?
Well, that's absolutely right. In fact, we will have to put this into perspective because this video has been shot at a time when there was absolutely no law and order on the ground. And the turbulence in Kashmir Valley was as such that the army had to be called off and the security forces got engaged with the maintenance of law and order. And this is the time when the police stations and the army camps were being attacked by the angry crowds. At this point of time, the militants did manage, they got a free hand. They did manage to make public appearances. In fact, in South Kashmir, in the Pulwama district, we saw the Lashkar commander, Abu Dujana, coming out in the open. He attended the funeral of Burhan Wani, brandishing weapons, carrying the Pakistan flag, shouting pro-Pakistan slogans. And after that, in some other occasions too, we saw Hizb-ul Mujahideen militants and also the cadres of Lashkar-e-Taiba. They made public appearances.
Is this video also reportedly to be from South Kashmir, Arish?
Well, that's right. This video too has been shot somewhere in South Kashmir, and this is the same place where Burhan Wani and his cadre operated. And in the recent past, we have, after the killing of Burhan Wani, we have seen many such videos coming up on the social media, and this is mainly because to attract the younger generation towards militancy, and the state government in the social media, and this is mainly because to attract the younger generation towards militancy, and the state government in the Legislative Assembly has admitted that after the Burhan Wani killing, at least 60 youths from South Kashmir have joined militancy, and this number is very alarming for the J&K government and also for the security agencies.
All right, stay with us, Arish. In fact, I'm being told Ashish Singh, assistant editor, is also joining us live now. Ashish Singh, this video, of course, is an absolute shocker and, proves that the security apparatus cannot let their guard down at all. And it shows, of course, the defiance of these militants. I mean, they're in a series of cars with their guns, up in open defiance, chanting slogans.
Uday, it's a shocker for us, for the country, but not for the state government. It's not possible, at least the video on the left side of the screen, viewers can see this video has been shot in a residential area. The terrorists were roaming freely, brandishing their guns, and the time when the entire Kashmir was under curfew. It's not possible to move even one or two person on the roads, be it in Srinagar or in the outskirts, when the entire Kashmir was under curfew. Then how these terrorists, a bunch of terrorists in a car, at least 4 to 5 these terrorists are seen in this video with their guns firing in the residential area, in the area which was completely under curfew. They were roaming freely, and that's the reason why we're raising this question that it's not possible without the passive support, at least the passive support from the locals and from the state government, that this was happening. On the video what we're showing on the right side, that is something which has been shot in forest area. It's a recent video since the time snowfall has started in Kashmir a couple of weeks ago. But what is the bigger question is that these terrorists are being identified. The location is being identified. As we speak, the intelligence agencies, IB, RAW, with the help of state machinery, are trying to locate exactly what are the areas where these terrorists were roaming. And they are also trying to get, in case any CCTV footage is available, so that their faces can be identified. Remember Burhan Wani, who was portrayed as a poster boy, a social media boy for the terror organization. He was also traced in a similar manner, tracing his videos, his Facebook posts, YouTube posts, Twitter accounts, all these things. After all these things was done, Burhan Wani's exact location was traced and he was neutralized. So it's just a matter of time. This is what I've been told by the intelligence agencies in Delhi, that it's just a matter of time before these terrorists' exact location and the time
Absolutely.
of this video is identified.
Okay, well, stay with us, Ashish. In fact, we have Commodore GJ Singh, security analyst, also joining us now on NewsX. Commodore GJ Singh, how do you react to this video, sir? Alarming and shocking. You know, the way in which these terrorists are roaming freely, sir, at a time when the valley was in curfew. We're being told this video dates back to September or October last year.
You see, first of all, we must take cognizance that these terrorists are fully well armed. They are equipped, and they are dangerous to the peace and security of the state. And this is an open and brazen, declaration that they have not been subdued. I must say that the absence of violence or terrorism in Kashmir should not be mistaken as peace. We continue to be on the alert and on the guard against these people, because you can come across any time when they can strike anywhere. So I think there is no place and room for any sort of overconfidence in this matter. We have to be very careful and not be complacent about it, because we just cannot take them lightly, because the state has experienced for decades the problem of terrorism. And these very people are absolutely motivated, indoctrinated from across the border, because the other day we were watching a video in which the Hizb-ul as well as the Lashkar-e-Taiba, they both were united and unified.
True.
They may be different in their ideologies, but when it comes to fighting India, they become united and unified.
True, and this, of course, this video shows Commodore GJ Singh, A, that the security apparatus cannot afford to let their guard down. B, of course, we do believe that this video is being scrutinized for its exact location, and also these terrorists are being identified through their faces, which are clearly visible in this video. And also it's leading some to, further argue why AFSPA is needed, why the army is needed, and why a tough law like AFSPA is needed.
Yes, there is a need for AFSPA, there is a need for army, because the civil apparatus, the civil security, which is only meant for the internal, maintenance of law and order, is not sufficient to, cope up with these armed, well-equipped, well-trained militants. They are the extension and extended arm of the Pakistan army. We should not take these terrorists as, normal human beings. They are the ones who are wearing a civilian uniform, a civilian clothes, but actually they are fully trained along with Pakistan army. They are equipped, they are trained, and they have all those military skills with which the army fights a war.
True.
They are fighting a war with us, so we got to be very, very careful. We have to be on our guard. We have
Absolutely.
to be,
the security apparatus needs to be on their guard, and this shows the kind of defiance and, of course, how well armed these militants as well are. Thank you, Commodore GJ Singh, for joining us with that perspective. Let's go back quickly to Arish Bilal. Arish, you were telling us how the South Kashmir, area saw these acts of open defiance, saw terrorist, activities, including the likes of Abu Dujana, etc., and those seen in this video in the last few months, particularly.
Well, that's absolutely right. In fact, this is being done by the militants to garner support among the youth and to glamorize the gun. And this we have seen happening during July, between July and October this year. And such incidents were very common during this period in South Kashmir. As I mentioned, that Lashkar commander Abu Dujana made public appearances during this period when the funeral of Burhan Wani was being carried. And after that also, in many programs which were there in the protest calendars dished out by the Hurriyat Conference, militants did made public appearances. And this has become a trend with the Hizb-ul Mujahideen and Lashkar militants to issue such videos now. And as I mentioned, this is being done to glamorize gun and to attract the younger generation towards militancy. As I pointed out that in the Legislative Assembly, the government has admitted that after the Burhan Wani killing, about 59 youth from South Kashmir alone had joined the militant ranks. And this is a very alarming situation. And the regarding the videos that has now come out and that we have been playing out on NewsX since yesterday, we are told by the security agencies that they are analyzing these videos and trying to figure out the locales where these videos have been shot and identify the militants that figure in these videos.
So these videos, of course, are being scrutinized carefully by the security agencies as we speak. But let's quickly go back to Ashish. Ashish, you know, Burhan Wani and the likes of... Okay, Ashish, I'm being told, is not there with us. But let's quickly go back to Arish. Arish, you know, as you were saying, of course, that this is an attempt to glamorize terrorism. Now, we saw this with Burhan Wani and his likes. They would put out those photographs with their with their faces clearly visible, not, you know, covered at all, with guns in their hands. And they would, you know, use that to inspire other youth to join the likes of them. Is this another attempt by these terrorists after the death of Burhan Wani to try and do the same, be it in this video that's emerged from September, or be it in that video where these terrorists are playing in the snow from January?
Well, that's absolutely right. In fact, while we talk to the experts in security apparatus, they do tell us that this is the fashion of these issuing video messages has been started very recently, and this is because a number of militants have been neutralized in the recent past, and the number of militants had gone down. And to attract fresh recruits towards militancy, this trend of issuing videos was started by Burhan Wani. And after the, as I pointed out, that after the neutralizing of Burhan Wani, almost 60 youths from South Kashmir alone have joined the militant ranks. And this is a very alarming trend. And these Lashkar and Hizb-ul Mujahideen cadres issuing these videos, it's just an attempt to glamorize the gun and attract new recruits towards militancy. And this so far has gone well with the people who are behind these issuing these statements, because so far they have met success. But yes, at the same time, the militants who are issuing these video statements, they do come on the radar of the security agencies, and security agencies have already started analyzing these videos, and they will definitely go after the militants who are figuring in those videos.
Okay, well, let's go back to Ashish Singh, who's, you know, still live with us as well. Ashish, as Arish was saying there, this is, of course, an attempt to try and glamorize terrorism, try and get more youth to join, you know, these militants there through these videos, of course, trying to show how openly and how defiantly they're moving about in the valley, which is A, under curfew, if we talk about September, and B, even as we speak, still on high alert, given Republic Day is around the corner and given that terrorist activity has been on the rise.
Well, certainly, but these terrorists should not be linked with the Republic Day activity. What is important here to observe is that there were 4 months of curfew enforced from July 2016 till mid-October 2016. These were the 4 months where exactly the curfew was almost all the days. Curfew was imposed in all these areas in and around Srinagar and the entire South Kashmir, except few occasions where the curfew was relaxed for a few hours. But this is something which has been done with the purpose of obviously attracting youth. And as my colleague Arish mentioned, that after Burhan Wani, the poster boy, the social media boy of Pak-sponsored terror organization was neutralized, a lot of youth joined terror ranks, and this is something which has a lot of implications, and the terror organizations have started using this as a platform. But at the same time, I must inform our viewers that this again becomes the most easy part as far as the intelligence agencies and tracking their movements are concerned. This was the 4 months between July to October 2016 when the internet was snapped, and that's the reason the terrorists were not able to circulate these kind of videos. But what is important is that how these terrorists managed to roam freely with their guns in a car in a residential area. It is pretty much visible in this video that there are a lot of houses in and around the roads where these terrorists are roaming. It's a very small clip. I'm told that intelligence agencies, including IB and RAW, have managed to get series of such videos, and as we speak, they are analyzing each and every frame of this video to identify these terrorists. The other video what we are showing on the right side of the screen is a recent video after the snowfall began in Kashmir. The work on that video has already been completed by the intelligence agencies, but the video that has just surfaced now we are showing as exclusive. This is something which came in the radar of security agencies just few days ago. And I was just speaking to some of the top sources in the defense intelligence wing and in the IB. What they tell me is that the work on this particular video is still underway.
Okay.
It means that the location the terrorists in this video have not been fully identified as yet. Uday?
All right. Well, Ashish, stay with us, and Arish, stay with us as well. We're being joined now by Major General Sheru Thapliyal on the phone line, Strategic Affairs Analyst. Major General Thapliyal, thank you for speaking with us. Your first comments on this video, this shocking, audacious video, which of course, is an act of open defiance to the security apparatus, which was under curfew at the time, sir, in Jammu and Kashmir.
Yeah, the situation there is not normal, as you are all aware. And unless we take care of that, things are going to be difficult. And this is the time when maximum infiltration takes place, before the passes close because of the snow. But I am sure once they are identified properly, the army will take care of them. That you rest assured.
Absolutely. We are being told that, sir, as we speak. Major General Thapliyal, our Assistant Director of Defence, just pointed that out, that the army is and the security apparatus is scrutinizing this video, sir, for identifying these militants and their location.
So they'll do their job, not to worry on this.
Okay, fair enough. Major General Thapliyal, thank you for joining us with your perspective, your first reaction there. Also thanks to Arish and Ashish, who joined us earlier. Well, we'll be tracking the story very closely for you. For now, a quick break.